Hi everybody, my name is Heidi Rose and today I'm going to be doing my presentation over Coach Incorporated. Coach Incorporated is a luxury good manufacturer of mostly accessories. They do go into the clothing a little bit with coats and shirts and shoes, but mostly it is accessories such as purses, bracelets, sunglasses. Purses and wallets make up their largest section of what they sell. That is kind of the start, the foundation. Most Coach purses are very easily noticeable because of the big C's on the purses. Some are a little bit more refined, such as what you'll see here in this advertisement with just the Coach logo across the side. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about luxury goods versus regular goods, okay? So luxury goods kind of are a whole separate market, if you will, reaching a whole different set of people and have their own set of rules, almost as you could say. Luxury goods currently take up $250 billion of the market. That's kind of their value, which is crazy expensive, as you can see there. Luxury goods are a little bit more high-end, high quality, not marketed to the normal consumer, the middle class. We're not trying to reach that. This is higher end, more of the upper class. It is definitely a mark of exclusivity. Okay, so luxury goods can only be purchased by people of a little bit higher class. Everybody wants those. Okay, so it's definitely more name brands. You might even notice this Coach. Prada is another really big one. Louis Vuitton. All of these are very well known internationally. Okay, the brands are noticed internationally and are very high, and you'll see these names, New York, Paris, main places. So it's definitely a market exclusivity because of the high price range. Only those that are making a lot higher income or are sacrificing a lot can kind of get into this club per se of luxury goods. There's definitely a higher value to the logo and the whole symbolic aura of the company. So each luxury good company has a special feel, kind of a special culture that they create within their brand. You can even just see an advertisement, and you might know that it's Louis Vuitton before you even see the symbol or the logo. That is kind of what we mean there by heightened symbolic value. The value of just the brand, the culture that it's create is way higher than just a normal, a more level company such as, Victoria's Secret or American Express or something a little bit lower class there. Definitely isn't going to have that heightened symbolic value. You're not going to see something and just know wherever you are. So that's what we mean a little bit by luxury goods. So as I mentioned, some of the different luxury good companies were Louis Vuitton, that's the LVMH there on the screen, Ralph Lauren, Kate Spade, Coach, and Michael Kors are some of the more common and definitely the highest competitors for Coach. Okay, so you can see there Coach is definitely maintaining a higher percentage of the operating margins there, but closer to 2013 they did take a pretty big dip, as you will see in some of our other charts. They've also decreased in value a little bit, whereas Michael Kors has increased a little bit, whereas everything else kind of stayed the same. There's definitely more history behind Coach than there is with some of these newer companies such as Kate Spade, which is part of the reason why their profitability is definitely lower. Especially there, you can see Kate Spade is definitely lower among her peers because it is a much newer brand, kind of reaching a different generation. So, is this industry evolving? Is it changing? And I would say yes. For the better or for the worse, this is what we're going to just kind of dive into a little bit more today. So luxury goods and sales is mostly accessories. 30% is accessories, which might not seem high, but when you think of the 10 plus categories, it is a pretty high percentage of the categories is accessories. Okay, and part of this reason is because accessories literally usually have a lower price tag. Okay, so even though the sunglasses might be $100, a shirt's going to be $300. Okay, so $100 is more affordable and kind of starts to worm your way into that exclusivity club that we were talking about a little bit about earlier. So it definitely helps you kind of work your way in or make you appear or feel like you're in that club when you're really just purchasing accessories. So we will see there that accessories is definitely a higher percentage of all luxury goods sales, no matter across the board there. So Also, most luxury goods are purchased at full price and not markdowns. You will see there are a lot of outlet malls around that carry these name brands, but all the prices are marked down. You will notice that this is not as common. Um, Purchases will not be made. Most purchases are made at that full sale price because they are marketing to a much more higher income class there, so they can't afford to do the full price there. And it also makes you feel a little bit more about the club, you could say. Also, the industry is changing a little bit in e-commerce. E-commerce has grown 7% in 2015, which can be expected with just the internet trends, new technology now, different apps that we have that can increase e-commerce. People just it's convenient. E-commerce is very convenient for a multitude of reasons. Instead of having to get in your car and drive to the store, yes, there is a certain atmosphere created in these stores, but so that's sometimes not enough value for people, and they would just rather do it online. So, which is why e-commerce is growing, and I expect it to continue to grow in the next couple of years. Also, luxury goods, there's kind of these key staples for their success, right? And one of those I talked about a little bit is more than a logo. It's not just a logo that you kind of stamp on stuff to approve it, to say, yep, this is our product, and not proud of it. The logo is so much more. It's a culture. It's surrounding people in this kind of exclusivity, right? And there's certain hues and tones and way people are positioned and different things like that that really affect a luxury brand and really separate it from a just normal, more cost-effective brand, you may say. Something that's a little bit maybe lower quality, less expensive. All of these things you will not see one of those brands such as Target or Express, Victoria's Secret, even New York and Company. These are not considered luxury goods. You're kind of reaching a little tier there, right? Again, key factors is making sure you can pull those customers into this kind of exclusive circle. You're pulling them into a lifestyle, a way of life, a feeling, not just a product. You're not selling a product or a service. A key factor to success in a luxury goods sale business is pulling people into that way of life. It's no longer just a product that they're purchasing. It is a whole new way of feeling about themselves, how they see themselves, where they place themselves in the social ladder. So this is also, they use scarcity to their advantage in these situations. So because there's only 100 items of this, when they could make 1,000, they're still only making 100 to kind of lure people and be like, there's only 100 people that can get this, and if you're one of them, you're going to be exclusive. So there's just different ways to success in the luxury good business as a whole. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Coach's strategy specifically. So, they do offer benefits just as any other company would to their employees worldwide. Like I said, they are an international company, so they do offer pretty standard benefits to compete with other companies in that specific country, such as free healthcare in America. Really, around the world, that's a pretty big one, but just different things like that. Also, they focus on diversity. They want everybody to feel included yet exclusive. So instead of just focusing on one type of person, maybe one ethnicity, they're very diversified in their advertisements, in the way that they approach people, in all of their marketing strategies is all very diversified to make it seem like anybody can become of this exclusive club. See what I'm saying there? So also they are very focused on learning and developing. They also want to be one step ahead, right? One step ahead of their competition, one step ahead of the trends coming up. They want to lead and not be followers. They want to be setting these trends and not kind of following along and finally getting into it once it's almost gone. Okay, so they're constantly learning and developing and creating new fabrics, new textiles, new shapes and forms, and what flatters people. So that's how they kind of stay ahead of their competition, right? So you can see here their market performance. Have dipped a little bit, definitely, from their peak point, which I would say is beginning of 2012. Very high peak point. Okay, and so they have kind of trailed, but you will see in the orange that luxury goods are going up. So as I was mentioning before, those younger brands like Kate Spade, that Michael Kors, that don't have such the history behind the brand, are kind of creeping up and into this kind of growing in their luxury good department. So they're starting to surpass some of those older markets such as Coach, Louis Vuitton are kind of taking a back seat, while these other luxury good companies are coming up. So even though Coach still is a pretty main forerunner, their sales are starting to drop as the years have kind of gone on, as you can see there in that chart. So some of their strengths is their brand history, their brand identity. You know, you see that C and you know it's Coach. There's no other person it could be but Coach. And so you know that there's a big identity there, and there's big history. It has been around a lot longer than Kate Spade, Michael Kors, other luxury brands like that. So there's a strong customer loyalty associated with it, but it is decreasing in stocks, and there are more luxury companies coming up, and frankly some of their stuff is outdated. Some of their designs are a little outdated or a little repetitive or not as up on trend, and so those are some strengths and weaknesses associated with the company, but there is an opportunity there to step up, to step forward and start designing new stuff and become a front leader again, and bring in that younger generation. Because there's such a brand history, you're starting to see the younger generation not catching on with that. They're kind of latching on to some of those newer luxury good brands instead of the ones that have a deep-rooted history, such as Coach right there. Okay, so a couple of my recommendations for the company would be to expand their handbag design. As I said, you'll see those C's, and it's a little repetitive. It's a little, messy. It's not as clean and crisp cut like the younger generations. Like, it's not as sleek. There isn't as much design into it. You kind of just slap that pattern on and it makes it worth money. And that's not appealing to the younger generations. They need something that they can really grab onto, that is defined but not messy and has design aspects to it. You want to look at it and know what brand it is without seeing the brand all over it, if that makes sense. They want to buy, again, the way of life. They want to buy the company culture and design aesthetic, not the actual brand name. So they want people to know that this bag is Coached by the design, by the layout, by the color scheme, and not by the C's plastered all over it. So those are some recommendations I have for the upcoming company and for Coach to make some little tweaks in their line. I would just like to thank you all for watching this today, and thank you so much for listening to about Coach and kind of what it's doing in the luxury good department. Have a great day.